What's going on, guys? Dustin right here for more of what I'm doing, how to get you to 100% in the ways that I'm doing it. Guys, without further ado, smash the like button, turn on your post notifications, and subscribe. Let's get right into it.
I've been moving, trying to start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. and cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Guess I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story, shit was different. God's plan, God's
In
plan.
this video, I'm going to go over how to get a home, okay? How much do I need to put down? Because I get asked this question more than any other question in the whole wide world, being a real estate agent. How do you buy a home? So I'm going to break down the things you need to get financed and what the lenders are looking for, as well as a bank, for you to get a home, okay? The first things first is we have to know what we need for a loan. So we need a down payment, okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're gonna need a down payment for a loan, okay? So there's two really common types of loans out there. There's a FHA loan and there's a conventional. What's the difference between the two? Okay, so a FHA loan, you can buy a home at 3.5% down, okay? In a conventional loan, you are going to look at about 10 to 20% down. Why is that? Well, because a conventional loan is not a government-backed loan, okay? So the requirements are a little more stricter. There's a little bit more money to be put down, but you're gonna save on interest rate, okay? When you put in an offer, the seller's going to like your offer way more than an FHA loan, because it shows that you were qualified for a different type of loan, okay? Because conventional is better because there's more money down, so the seller likes that, and the qualifications for that are different than an FHA loan. So with that being said, a conventional loan is more advantageous, but you would have to put 10 to 20% down. A FHA loan, these loans you get qualified for if you're not qualified for a conventional a lot of the times, okay? There are not as many restrictions, but there is PMI, which is mortgage insurance. So your payment's gonna be a little bit higher. Also, your interest rate is gonna be just a little higher because of the type of loan, okay? So with that being said, you're not putting as much money down, but you may be paying a higher interest rate instead of a conventional loan, as well as the mortgage insurance. So you have to take that into account. What type of loan am I going to want when I buy my primary residence? So with that being said, you're going to at least need 3.5% down, or you're looking at 10 to 20. It all depends on what you're qualified for when you speak to your person from the bank or you speak to a mortgage lender. Okay? The next thing we're going to talk about is credit. This is something that is almost as important as a down payment, because why is credit so important? What does it do for us? Well, this tells the bank how good you are at paying your bills on time, okay? If you have a credit score that's below a 720, okay? I know it's tougher to keep the credit scores high, but what that tells the bank is that you don't pay every payment on time, that you're not going to take care of the loan that they're going to give you and make sure that you pay those payments on time all the time. So if you have a 720 credit score, which is what the banks are looking for, so they know that you are a good candidate to give a loan to. If you don't have a 720 or above, well, you're not going to be able to utilize the best interest rate that's out right now, okay? If you have a lot of debt, okay, your interest rate is going to be higher. Your debt to income ratio is going to get thrown off. So if you do not or are not able to pay off your debt, that needs to become your first step, okay? Because without the down payment and without the credit, you're not going to be able to get financed for a home, okay? Before these banks, okay, it's not like how it used to be in '08. Now they actually want documentation. So, if you do not have the things that they're requiring, why should a bank give you $250,000 to $500,000 to go finance a home when it looks like you can't pay off shoes that you've been buying every month? Or rims for your truck, or rims for your car, or video games. You know, it just doesn't matter. If you can't pay off small things, okay, and you're delinquent on those payments, well, what would make them think that you're not going to miss any payments on a big loan. That's $250,000 for a home. So you got to act like the bank. You got to think, what do these people want? What if I was a bank, what would I want to see? So these are the things that the bank is requiring you to have. So you can utilize the best interest rate, because you need to have the best interest rate so you can get the best price for your home and save the most money, so that your home will gain value over time when you sell it. Okay? Listen, the better the credit, the better the interest rate. Okay? So the better credit, cheaper you get your home, because the money that you finance it for is cheaper because you have such a great credit score. Okay? Remember that. Okay? The better credit also makes it easier to get a loan. It makes it easier to get finance. You can get finance under a 720 credit score, but your interest rate is going to be higher. You're not going to be able to utilize the best possible loan from the mortgage lender or the bank. Okay? So these are things that you need to take into consideration when buying a home. And why? Why is that? Because we are going to be 100% in every way, each and every day. All right? Okay. Now, you asked the question, what am I going to need to give the mortgage lender or the bank so I'm able to get finance, so I'm able to get qualified for a home loan? So what I've done is I tried to paint a picture here for you, because I deal with this on a day-to-day basis, being a real estate agent. So let's go from the top. The requirements needed to get a pre-approval letter. All right, the first things first is 1 to 2 years of tax returns. So if you do not have that, you are going to have trouble getting financed when you turn in your paperwork to the mortgage lender. Okay, because these are things and requirements that you needed to get financed for a home. Okay, a full credit report. So I get a lot, well, I don't want to get my credit pulled until I find the right home. Well, you don't truly know what you're going to be financed for until they pull your credit, so you can see exactly what the bank is going to allow you to finance, what type of loan, whether it's going to be conventional like we said in the beginning, or FHA. You may not have an option, so you got to find that out. These are very important things to consider when buying a home. I would think buying $250,000 to a $500,000 investment wouldn't probably be the most important thing, or important purchase at least, in your whole entire life. So we have to make sure we're educated about the decisions we make, and before we make them. So you're going to need a full credit report, all right? 2 to 6 months of bank statements. Yes, they're gonna want to see the new Louis Vuitton belts you've been buying. They're gonna want to see everything. They need to look at how you're spending your money. Okay? If they see you bought, car rims, 17 pairs of shoes, and you only have $1,000 in the bank, well, they're gonna see that you have a little bit of a spending problem. Okay? So that's not going to be something that the bank or the mortgage lender wants to see to give you a loan. Okay? So you need to tone it down if those are some problems that we have. Okay? Pay stubs. They want to see your employment. They want to see the employer giving you a check. Not, oh, I've been working here for a couple months, but I got fired. No, they want stability. Okay? They're going to want people that go to work all the time, get steady paychecks, don't spend too much, don't overextend themselves. All right? Like I said, 2 to 6 months of expenses. They're going to want to see what you spend. If you have a Porsche, a boat, and a new truck, well, you might be overextending yourself. You may have too high of payments. You may have too much debt. So the bank is going to want to see all these things before you purchase a home. Now, any other investments you have, if you have a duplex, if you have any other endeavor that has money and your money goes to it and it's a part of your portfolio, your assets, your investments, they're going to look at that to see if you're eligible to get financed for a home. Okay? So I get asked all the time, what do you need to buy a home? What are the things you need to buy a home? Okay? The down payment, whether it be a FHA loan or conventional, you're going to need one. Okay, unless you're VA, then you don't have a down payment for the property, because we appreciate you for your service. And you're going to need credit. You're going to need good credit to utilize the interest rate. Okay, so if our credit's bad, we need to work on our credit. Doesn't necessarily have to be a 720, but to utilize that best credit score with the best interest rate, that's what the banks and the mortgage lenders are wanting to see. Okay, so we need credit. And then last but not least, we need the requirements that the bank and the mortgage lender need, okay? So if You don't have your tax returns. Your credit report, as we said before, isn't up to standards to what the bank is looking for to finance you. If you don't have 6 months bank statements, these things are going to stop the process of you buying a home. Okay? Guys, we're going to get to 100% no matter what we do. If you have any questions, put it in the comments below. Reach out to me directly. I'm here and happy to help in anything you need. Talk to you soon.